Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's almost time!
Yeah. What up? It's almost time. We in this beat. You know who I am. Cornbread 217, aka A Buster knocked my head off today. And in the blue corner, we introducing the all-time online hater for the show. We got Paul in this PR. You know what I'm saying? Pow pow, finger gun.
Always shooting shots around here.
And in the red corner, none other than A1, Mr. No Way Parlay music. Let's get it.
Man, it was a rough one last night, and I did my homework. Like,
he said,
really,
I'm gone.
This was a weird card.
Look, man, yo. And before we get into it, shouts out to the viewers already. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, hit them subscribes if you don't. Get them reactions in there, and let's get into it. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you're absolutely right. It seemed like a rough night for the Parlay three-way. You know what I'm saying? But we'll get into it as we you know.
That's why they're called. That's why I called myself Mr. AKA Mr. No Way Parlay, because we just can't seem to get it right here at It's Almost Time. If y'all been tuning in, you already know.
I feel like I've only actually lost maybe 2 of them. And then I've had 2 of them go to no contest, which is fucking crazy.
Well, yeah, it's out of your control, but it's like it throws a wrench in the whole system.
Because you can't bet on no contest. Because if you could, I would. You feel me? But no, so that just renders your shit, you know.
We just need to make it count this week, because we actually gonna be there, and I want like UFC 290. That's gonna be when we get it right. It's gonna be the first time we hit the trifecta.
Listen, I'm not gonna say like Volkanovski is like my man crush, right? Because like I wouldn't, you know, let him fuck me, or would I, you know, expect him to be the bottom? But like if I was this nigga's friend, I would talk about this nigga like Arsenio talks about Eddie Murphy.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, this is the coldest nigga. Him like how who was it? Orlando Brown used to talk about Raven Simone. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, hey, no. So I went to Volk House. We ate some barbecue. Then I gave him that No, fam, like the era we in with what he's doing, like, and then the whole card, man. Let's go, man. Let's review this.
Yeah, before
so we can get into that.
Jumping ahead, and I want to see.
Man, I see you almost got me too.
Yep, I missed. What was it? I think the first 3 fights.
Okay, so let me pull it up. Got my cheat sheet. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Dude, who was so you was watching, and so it's next to Rashad Evans announcing at the commentator table.
I wasn't paying attention. It
Not
was funny,
the fight, but the post show.
No, well, and it's funny. I know what you're talking about, because I was watching it and I wasn't paying attention who he was talking to. I knew it was Rashad, but my pops out of nowhere, he goes, Rashad? And he kind of chuckles to himself for a second, and I was like, "What? You know what's so funny?" He goes, "He's got a mullet." And I say, he don't got a mullet, Dad. I say he's got some dreadlocks. He's got some locks going. He goes, it looks like a mullet.
No,
and I was like, well, he's kind of got to pull back. He's like, no, that's business in the front and party in the back. No,
I said the same. I just said that I don't think he's one person that I don't think looks right, at least with that style of locks. Like I'm not saying
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Because like dog, your hairline, like it goes from like Obama to like David Allen Greer.
Let's not talk hairlines, man. Let's just let the hairlines.
I'm just saying. Look, I got an old man forehead going on.
And I mean, too. I'm not like
used to be down here.
I'm not gone. It's still there. It's just
Nigga, they got Propecia and shit for you.
No, I just need to figure out something.
I'll let Joe.
If not, I'll shave it off. I got a round ass head, so I'll be good.
He said I got a round ass head. Okay, so first fight actually was a decent fight. So Alexander Romanov in the heavyweight division versus Blagoy Ivanov. I don't, we say it Ivan. So, but I don't know how they say it. And I've seen Blagoy fight before, and he's really good, has a really good wrestling defense. You know what I'm saying? Like he's hard to take down, I guess, and his boxing is above average, not probably better than some, but he can do his thing. But man, Alexander just went in there and he just did his thing, fam. Couple clinch up, couple tie ups, couple takedowns, you know what I'm saying? And he was struggling to get back up, and yeah, it was like 3 rounds to nothing for
unanimous decision. Okay.
You know what I mean? Not what you expect from a heavyweight fight. You know, you expect heavyweights to at least not go past round 2. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this one.
There were a couple that went a different way than what was projected to happen, just based on momentum and previous fights and things like that. Like I actually, fun fact, before last week's fight night, I think I told you, Dre, I was doing my homework and actually did my homework for the week this week before I did my homework for the last fight card. Like I got all my picks in, had them wrote down my little cheat sheet, and yeah, I don't know if something maybe changed in the amount of time I did my homework, because I had a horrible night. I
had a horrible night.
No, I bet on a good, at least out of the fights I saw, probably the majority of them, with the exception of like 1 or 2. And I won 2 bets last night and just took a beating. Other places I pulled 1 bet and changed it, and should have just let it be with what my instinct was, because it would have panned out all right. But I'll get to that. It was a weird night, even for the odds makers, because they couldn't get this one right. Like a lot of stuff happened that maybe they just couldn't plan for. It is a fight. Anything can happen on any given fight night. Like I hate to rip off like the any given Sunday shit, but it's true.
But I shut them down. I shut them down.
Because what the fight after that looks like was Ivana
Petrovic and Luana Catalina.
I murdered that name.
And so they were talking about this because Ivana was the champ. I forget the organization, but she was undefeated in going into this fight. And this was her UFC debut. She was
on my sheet.
She's from Switzerland, I believe, or
Norway.
One of those. Norway, there you go. But represents,
Norwegian. I gotta give a shout out to Norway. Give a shout out to Norway.
And but yeah, went in there, and man, so she's one of those that, like, all right, your ground game is decent. You know, when you go against the Brazilian, what you got to deal with. Luana Carolina is a Muay Thai champ and like 4-time Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. You know what I'm saying? So she can do her thing too. So they go in there and they get on the ground. You know what I'm saying? And for the most part, Carolina has control. There's a couple instances where Petrovic gets a leg, tries to get a knee bar, and keeps trying to work it, and then just is getting hammered. through the process. You know what I'm saying? So this was another fight I want to say that turned out unanimous, all 3 rounds to Carolina.
Unanimous decision. It looks like.
Yep. And so, but it was a dope fight nonetheless. Like, and not actually, super one-sided, but like after a minute, you're like, dude, stop doing the same thing.
And I spoke a little soon. I came in towards the end of the Kutsaladze fight. Is when I came in. That's when I got in because for those of y'all not in Central Illinois and specifically the greater Springfield area, we had a really bad storm come in on a Thursday at about noon. And I was actually in the middle of work. I work remote, slanging them debts. But we got the first warning at like 5 after, and I was like, okay, I should probably tell my work. I was getting ready to tell my work, and then I got a call in or something like that. Was noting the call, and then 12:15, the next one hit, and I was like, oh shit! Like started to see it was getting bad outside. Went to the basement, power went out, ain't been back on since. So. Yeah, it's like day 4, no power, at least where we're at. And I don't know, as far as today, it might have been back on in the last couple hours, but the last time I checked, it was still down. And it's crazy. Hopefully everybody's hunkering down. I'm actually down at my parents' house right now, about 40 minutes south, and posted up, got some laundry done, slept in some AC last night. So kind of feel like a king right now, like just going from nothing to, I got necessities, can charge my phone, can keep my laptop going, got some internet. I came down here, was a little late getting into the car, got it up, and we started watching it, and came into this next fight, and actually caught the end and was kind of surprised by the ending because Jerome Kutsaladze versus Elvis Brenner. Kutsaladze.
Yeah.
Oh, see, that would have been some more bars you could have thrown in there.
Yeah, I'm going to one. Don't worry about it.
Yep. No, hey, I know.
On the list. Versus your boy and Du Bronx trains him, Elvis Brenner.
Elvis Brenner.
And so, like, I wanted to note one thing in this.
Is that the long lost stepbrother?
Elvis.
Yeah, Elvis Brenner.
I don't know. They all got the same hair though.
Well, Brenner, from Step Brothers. I can't think of his first name right now. Will Ferrell's character.
Oh, Brendan
Brenner.
Brendan Brenner. No, fam. No, so they go into this one, and again, Elvis trains with Du Bronx. You feel me? We know what he does.
Well, you see the hair. You see the super
and you see the hair, and you hear the borshki. You know what I'm saying? You hear that shit, and you know what it is. So they go in there, and again, Kutsaladze is the Georgian Viking, nigga. Russia, Georgia, not Atlanta. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no, he had that white hair red.
Yeah, but the Georgian flag is like the fucking the Templar flag.
I figured it out. He was just trying to put the flag into his hair because it was already white. He was trying to do the Georgian color.
Outside of what Brenner ended up doing to this nigga, Brenner caught one of 3 most vicious elbows I've ever seen to cut a motherfucker. Right? He's on top and just drops down on him, and you see it in the replay. The elbow catch the forehead and make a 2-inch gash, and then just smuckers started draining out this nigga, right? And to the point where they kept fighting, and the side that cut was on, his hair was red, half white. One of the announcers goes, "Oh man, he's starting to look like Two-Face from Batman." And he did. Yeah. So a side of his face was clean, and then the other side was bloody, and his hair was red. I was like, "Yeah,
that's what's up." I missed that part. Otherwise,
yeah. So that happened in the second round, the beginning of the
Okay.
second round.
Yeah, because I want to say about the time I got it up, there was like maybe 2 minutes or so left in the second round. So
Yeah. So but
it,
then
it
after
surprised me though, because I figured, like I said, Kutsaladze was on my cheat sheet. He was gonna be one of my picks, and I didn't get it in time. And
not
judging
even
by the
to
looks
like,
of it,
not even to go against what you saying, but like he was holding his shit too. Like
Kutsaladze.
he like Brenner
Well,
was
that was
tagging him
my
up.
that
Brenner
was my
tagging
guess.
him up, and he was like, "What? What's
Yeah,
up?"
no, that was my guess by the look of dude's hair and how beat up Brenner looked. I thought for sure, obviously, Kutsaladze, up until the point he got knocked out.
Damn near. It was like that.
Yeah, but Brenner put it on him in that third. Like, really?
Third, he turned it up, and they told him to. They was like, "Bruh, we now or never."
Dude, and again, I probably point this out every episode, but this is why I love the evolution of the sport and the game, because you even got corners now that are elite cornermen, like know exactly what the fuck to tell their fighter to get them going, and I'm here for it, because it just, again, there was a couple fights throughout this night where they really inspired their fighters to turn it around and steal some wins in some cases.
Word up. They got into an exchange because then Brenner started hitting a couple combos. Kuta Talaze came in tried to he threw something and missed, and then tried to return with a left hook and ended up catching a counter left hook to what we thought was like the back of his ear or his jaw. But then you look at the replay, and he got straight hit in the neck.
Yeah.
And the reason that's crucial is because of the way that Kuta Talaze went down. It's like he got hit and he was like, oh shit, like stumbling, couldn't function, handle it. You know what I'm saying? It hit his nerve or something.
So even with the L, are they gonna be able to call him Kutsaladze now?
I don't know.
Or is it Kutsalaste?
Kutsalaste?
Kutsalaste, because he lost.
Know.
But I don't know. Just throwing him out there.
Neck head ass. I think that's
But next fight on the card was actually a decent fight, kind of back and forth. Yana Santos versus Carol Hosa. Mm-hmm. This was one of my 2 wins tonight on my bet slip.
Minty Bet said that Carol Hosa was gonna win too. And I don't know why that bitch named Minty Bets.
I want to say she was a slight dog too. I could be wrong.
Yep.
But
and this is also was a 145 fight.
Yep. Which a lot of y'all, if you pay attention, you already know Dana has been on record saying that after Nunez retired, that they were probably scrapping the 145 division. Dana says a lot of shit. Dana does a lot of shit. Dana goes back on a lot of shit. So who knows? From my understanding, though, Hosa stepped in on 2 weeks' notice. So it was technically a catch weight bout. They're both natural 135ers, but because Hosa had a short camp and was going to have to do all this shit, they agreed at 145. Personally, I think that they should keep the 145 division. Like I said, I know Dana's been on record talking about, the GOAT is gone, so there's no reason to keep it open. But I
remember Yana Santos. And,
what's that?
And wasn't it Santos and Cyborg that fought?
It might have been. I don't remember.
That was one of the first 145 fights was them two.
Yeah, so I want to say so, and it could have been a different fighter fighting Cyborg. It's been so long since Cyborg's fought. It's hard for me to keep track of who all she fought. She only fought 2 or 3 times tops in the UFC.
Yeah.
Which was very unfortunate, especially for that time period, because she was a beast. I would have liked to have seen her got over here maybe 3 years before she ended up fighting Nunez.
I don't know though, because you got to remember, or like you might not have, because I know I wasn't following it like that until probably 2019, 2020, like is when I got right back into it. But there was like this transitional period, and especially for women, from like, so basically like once Holly Holm beat Rousey up until Nunes and Rousey fought, there was like a limbo, and then basically once Nunes came, it was like, all right, this is how we doing the shit from now on.
Yeah, well, and it was a weird limbo basically around the time, around the time that Holm beat Rousey is when this shit all started happening, because Holm fucked Rousey up, gave her the first taste of actually fighting a legitimate female fighter, in my opinion. Not saying that these other girls didn't have some tricks to the trade or some talent when it came to the sport, but Holm was the first well-rounded fighter that she fought, in my opinion. And the outcome of that, she got outclassed, especially with the stand-up. Holm came from boxing. Like that was where she wanted it. And I think also gave Nunes the blueprint on how you beat her. You just pressure her. She's not used to getting hit. And if you can hit her and can continue to hit her, it was over. And
then I think so what I brought that up to say that like Cyborg came basically in that limbo. Do you know what I'm saying? Where like she was told. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say she came originally. I think they were trying to set up a super fight with her and Rousey. But then when Nunes beat her, they didn't have a choice really. And I don't remember how it played out. It could have been shortly before, shortly after Nunes actually fought Rousey. I want to say that happened after Cyborg, though. I could be wrong. Don't quote me. But I remember the build up to that title fight between Rousey and Nunes. Nobody was talking about Amanda. Nobody. That whole pay-per-view, that whole build up to that, it was about the GOAT's return and how she's getting her crown back, and about how the women's division is getting better if they're being put on notice again. And I watched that, and if you break it down, I watched a replay of that recently in slow motion of Amanda connecting with these shots, and you can see after, I think it's the second solid shot, the look on Rousey's face changes from you know, her cringy ass fucking worst scowl to I don't want to be. What was that?
Yeah, this
Dana,
like a man.
Daddy Dana, where are you? And it was too late by then. She was being impeached. Took like another 4 or 5 before her could stop the shit. Like it was fucking one of the best highlights, in my opinion, that just in the women's division, that's what made Nunes a star, was that fight.
And so you got her coming up, and so that's what I'm saying is like, so Cyborg's in the like beginning to right at the same time of that, but she's kind of just purely dominant. Like, not that she don't got skills and techniques and stuff, but like she's literally going in and just beating bitches.
Headhunting.
Yes, like that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Which, okay, cool. You know what I mean? But then, like I said, once Nunes became champ, and then like, and then other classes started understanding what the fuck really was going on. By the time, like, so like that second and third match Cyborg had, these bitches was already evolved. Do you know what I'm saying? That type of shit. And so, and again, the fucking female GOAT took the belt from you, and nobody touched that after that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I get where it's like, motherfuckers are scared of this bitch. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's what 80% of fighting her was. It was the fear. Like, she already had the majority of them beat just because they was scared.
The female Mike Tyson fan.
And for good reason. For good, like, I'm not gonna say that it wasn't warranted for them to be fearful, but like, even like when she fought Megan Anderson at 45, I thought Megan was at least big enough. Like, hey, you got enough mass to you. You're gonna be able to handle some of these shots. She didn't even try. The second she got touched, she crumbled because she was fearful. It was crazy.
And
But no, let's
fighting Nunez or looking at DC.
Yep. Too, there's been some rumblings that because Nunez retired, that Rousey has been offered a comeback.
Wow. Don't do that.
And she better not. She better fucking not.
No. Okay, look. And so again, when GSP did it, right? Like, he's probably one of them exceptions, him and like Bones.
Well, and also GSP didn't go out on a dub. He didn't get chased out of the division by a killer.
I'm talking about you leave, the shit goes on without you, and you come back at a certain point when, again, the shit is elevated. Like, even a year out of the game, you're not ready. You know what I'm saying? If you were in UFC at top professional, you know what I'm saying? And like, you don't fight for a year.
Do you think there's a chance? Do you think there's a chance that the Lioness sits back for a year or two, watches to see what happens, and maybe comes back if it gets interesting again?
I think if she's keeps training until then,
I think she'll be. I don't think she'll ever stop training.
But what I'm saying is like the work you put in. You know what I'm saying? Like, so there's a difference now because you don't have to do anything. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that you're still not gonna be hungry, but herself has stated, "Oh, I'm backing off of this so I can go be with family and do life shit." So if you with family and doing life shit, you not training. You know what I'm saying? And even if you're training at half of what you were when you were champ, it's not gonna be enough for you to be off for 2 years and then come back and expect you gonna do the same shit.
Oh no, I get it. Well, and look at Cejudo.
Yeah.
Case in point, and I'll give him credit though, because he came and he made it interesting against the current champion. There are a few people though that are going to be able to do that, and also in Henry's. I mean, Henry did start a family, but he also, I feel like, kept up training more. I feel like he knew.
Yeah, right.
He knew when he hung it up that he was going to be coming back.
And he was what?
Coaching.
Yeah.
Yep. And constantly coaching, not only coaching, but critiquing and breaking down other fights.
If she's doing stuff like that, like, you know what I'm saying? Then
well, I'm led to believe that she does, just because of who her wife is, and then that hottie that they're rolling with. I wouldn't quit training just for that reason.
I listen, mocking me up, nigga. Like,
hey,
make me, niggas. My name is Swisher. I need you to gut me and roll me up, please.
Let's we're getting way
no,
far
you good.
Away
Yeah.
So, Yana Santos,
shouts out to the women though. That's what I'm saying. Like,
no, hey, and a lot of people say that like the women fights are boring and shit. And no, I could go on for hours about the women's division and killers on that side and shit, and where they are compared to where that division started out when it finally was allowed to happen. Man, I don't like, and even I love how they're doing. It's gonna be Shevchenko and
Grasso.
Grasso. I don't know why. Like, I always want to call her Grotto, and I know that's not right. But no, like the fact that they're giving this for free on a fight night, man, I can't believe that shit. And I feel like they're looking at the long-term investment, because these are two of the best fighters that they have. And if they compete like they did their last fight, this is going to earn some respect and some new fans for the women's division. It shouldn't be an issue, period. But people are stupid sometimes.
Kind of like my man Weston Wilson against Joe Anderson Brito.
Hey, wait. We didn't even finish talking Santos and Hossa.
How did we not?
Because we got sidetracked and started going off on a tangent.
I said Yana Santos face Cyborg, but I thought before that I said Hossa got the win.
No, we didn't even go over none of it. All right. Well, and it's a quick rundown. It doesn't like it's got to be a ton of time spent on this, but this was actually a split decision victory by Carol Hosa, and for good reason. Yana Santos started out that fight very strong with the pressure, kind of was being more elusive, was going in for the takedowns, had some cage control, landing some knees, but that second round was closely contested, was back and forth, and really it was hard to say who got it. And I even said in the final, like basically whoever wins this third round is probably going to get this split decision. Hosa did enough in the third round. I think it tired Santos out, had figured out Santos's game, because Santos at one point was just kicking and moving forward. And anytime Hosa would try to push forward, Santos would instantly go for the shoot. Now, Hosa, in her defense, was really good against the takedowns, kept that off of the ground for the most part, and was able to get herself back into free space, get that octagon control. That third round, though, she really just nullified all of what Santos was trying to do. Clearly took that third round, went to a split decision, and yeah, that was one of two bets that I've got right last night. I picked Hosa by decision, got Hosa by split decision. Can't complain. But yeah, on to the next fight.
Yeah. Again, dumbass Weston. Because again, man, like I get niggas like Claudio Puedes made leg locking fun and like, oh, I want to do that to niggas. But you know, as soon as somebody do some shit, they're going to figure out how to unlock it, and you got to stop doing that.
Well, yeah, and in his defense, I don't think he's like a leg lock specialist or anything. The Wilson is, a submission specialist, but you got to also know, especially with the UFC, don't go in there with that leg lock. Like, pick any other submission.
Like, now, if you using it to, like, pass or, like, go into some other shit, bet. You know what I'm saying? But obviously, this fight is exactly why you don't do it and commit to it when it's not working. Because you're holding on to somebody face down, your arms are on their leg, and your legs, you have nothing to defend with.
I'll give Weston credit, though, because he had that shit 99% in.
And just he caught one that was like, oh. And then he caught the next one, and it just made him go to sleep. He didn't even want to.
Yep. No, yeah, he. And to be fair, too, Wilson stepped in on short notice. That was his UFC debut. But hopefully he goes back to the board and figures out, like, hey, let's figure out another way to do this. Because that's not working for you.
Back. So nice one to Brito.
Which brings us to our next fight, and actually, this was part of it.
The main
Parlay boys.
The main joint.
Yep, because
turn that shit up. Turn it up. Turn them shits up.
Parlay boys.
So who we got? Kevin Comeback Lee.
Yep, versus Renat
Fakhridinov.
Close enough. That sounds good to me. That's another one of them Russian dudes.
And this was a round one freaky fast finish.
Yes. Submission. And actually, I don't want to say it when we was live, and I don't want to, like, I'm not picking other people's picks for them, but I knew when we picked this parlay and Kevin Lee got picked on the money line, I was like, oh, we dead in the water. Yeah. I thought it to myself, because I've heard Renat was a beast. His first two fights, actually, and I get why people aren't quite familiar with him yet, because outside of the UFC, he was a killer. His first two fights leading up tonight were both decisions. Just kind of like outpaced it, controlled the fight, it was nothing spectacular. It was nothing to even really talk about.
Right.
He changed that last night. He changed that a lot. And Kevin Lee, I feel so bad for Kevin Lee, because this dude has faced a murderer's row of competition in his last 5 or 6 fights. and there's a reason why he's lost 5 out of his last 6 fights. It just has not gone his way. I want to say Oliveira was in there. Lee was actually out for how long? It was like a year.
Yep.
And so this was his comeback fight. And of course, when you're gone, the game keeps moving, keeps evolving. You got these up and comers that are, very, very highly sought after prospects, and you got to get in where you can fit in. You got to try to get back in, and for Kevin, it just has not gone his way. What's your thoughts, our local hitter? You've been kind of quiet over there today. I know you're taking it all in, but
well,
hey.
My pick was based on the fact that everybody that Magomedov, or not Magomedov, what's his name? Renat, he fought nowhere and fought nobody. So he did have a lot of wins, but I thought maybe I didn't actually go watch him. So I thought,
well, it's like, how many can Kevin Lee lose? Like, how many can he really lose in a row? He's got to win at some point, right? Well, not last night, unfortunately.
Kevin Lee?
But not only didn't win.
I'm talking about Renat.
No, I know. But like, you also look at, like, he's now, I want to say, has won 20 straight. Like, he went 1-1 and has not lost since. And level of competition be damned. Like, that is.
Well, that's how boxers do it all the time. They fight like 20 bums in a row so they can get 20-0, and then they come to the big leagues. People do that all the time. They just pad their record. So I thought he had a padded record, but he does not.
I didn't do that.
Well, no, and again,
he was 1-0, nigga.
Yeah, well, and obviously it was kind of misleading because the 2 fights that anybody in the UFC saw or not was some boring ass decision fights. Like, I'm sure there were some moments, but I'm sure I probably even saw him. I don't remember though, because it wasn't anything memorable. He kind of put the welterweights on notice that, hey, there's somebody new you're gonna have to look out for.
What he did to Kevin Lee was memorable, Nick.
It was just based on their previous competition and me. The other guys fought nobody. Kevin Lee was fighting D-Rod, Charles Oliveira, RDA, Al Iaquinta, Edson Barboza, Diego Sanchez, Tony Ferguson, Michael Chiesa. So, I was like, Kevin Lee has lost a lot, but he's losing to these guys who are and have been top level guys, whereas this guy is just beating a bunch of nobodies. So that was where that was what I based my pick on.
Okay. No doubt. And so watching this one, I definitely was like, okay, so the Stani neighborhood over there, Dagestan, Tajikistan, Kazakhstan, Pakistan, nigga Stan Lee, you know what I'm saying? Like, they all over there, you know what I'm saying? So and especially within the last 10 years, they're definitely making it be known that they got them dudes. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, it's like the
you
floodgates.
See somebody like this, you kind of expect certain things, right? And like, he has that, but he didn't need to show that, because basically all that happened was he hit a stiff ass right, like hit him once again on the way down, and then got him in the craziest, tightest looking guillotine I've ever seen somebody do to another person without snapping the neck, fam.
Yeah, that shit looked tight as fuck.
I'm talking about, like, to the point, and he had it for so long, and like, I know he was instantly out. Like, he had to be. You know what I'm saying? But the way that he was holding him, he still looked like he was holding on, like he was conscious. Herb had to go over there and be like, hey, you good? And like, did something, and he said, nope, he's out. And as soon as he let go, homie dropped and shit. Like, for 10 seconds, and then like one angle caught it, he goes, and they go, hey, Kevin, calm down, man. Like he came back up, like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, how'd I get here type shit.
I said that, bruh, that guillotine, though. Who was our boy that just fought like a week or two ago? Matt Labat or whatever, Mike Labat. He's got one of them guillotines too. The Canadian.
Oh yeah.
dog.
The Canadian guy, yeah.
Yeah, dog. I said ill. Because that is like one of the most simple submissions, but like you really have to do it right though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can't just like, okay, a strong dude can just do it and squeeze, and yeah, there's that. You know what I'm saying? But if you not that strong, G, you got to implement that shit the right way. And like his version, he was, oh my God, I don't even.
Are we on the Bone Fiend fight?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm talking about that guillotine that Renat had. I said he got one of them scary guillotines like the Canadian boy.
Okay.
Michael Bott.
Yep. And actually, and I'm not going to say abnormal for him to be grabbing up a submission either. He's got quite a few of them on his professional record. It's actually a pretty even sprinkle of knockouts and submissions. Yeah. And then the 2 decisions that he had when he came into the UFC. But yeah, no, he showed first, because I want to say he had him rocked on his feet right before he went in.
He hit him and knocked him back down. And then like maybe came in with one and instantly sunk that guillotine. Yep. You know what I'm saying? And so what was crazy about it is because, you know, they all sitting there like, oh, you know, normally in this situation, you like when you knock them down like that, you just want to get on top and like, you know, do your thing. You don't want to go for a submission because then something could happen. They was like, but he obviously knew what he was doing. So
I want to rewind just a couple fights. Just a quick mention. Kutsaladze and Brenner got fight of the night. So big shout out to them.
Wow.
Go have fun with the extra 50 racks a piece.
Word up.
And thanks for the entertainment, because no, that was, and I remember actually as it was happening, I remember the announcers saying, hey, this is probably going to be fight of the night, but now the fighters know what they need to do to top it. So that's usually fun, having a fight like that on the prelims that competes like that, because usually you get a step up in the level of competition. And you had the split decision after that, you had a KO after that, and then you had the submission after that. So even from that fight of the night, yeah, people started stepping up. And then onto the main card, right?
Yeah, and so the first fight of the main card, your boy Bruno Ferreira and Nursultan Ruziboev.
Yep.
And look, man, and these dudes are only middleweights, right?
That dude was tall.
Man, would you tell him?
Well, and I messed up. I was supposed to put money on Ruziboev. That's what my sheet said, but for whatever reason, I picked Ferreira. I don't just brain fart,
bro. And
I kind of threw some money away there.
Yeah, this one was crazy because like they came out, Bruno threw some shit, and it just seemed like Ruziboev was like, "Oh, okay, I got you." And the next shit that ensued was just like
77
he was
seconds.
Fighting Bruce Wayne, fam.
Yep, 77 seconds is all it took.
Bruh, because Bruno went for a low kick that got
caught.
He checked it and caught the motherfucker and hit this dude in the mouth so hard
that he laid
his
down.
Other leg just went up and he fell back and hit his shoulders on the ground, fam.
The dude was so long. He could catch. Normally, when you catch a kick, you can't just punch someone in the face. But he was so much taller and so much longer that he's just like boop, boop,
bop, and not. And usually it's like a bat. Like, oh, okay, you did that. No, this was a bop, like a counter hit, nigga, like in Tekken. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm watching it and I'm like, and I just heard it. I'm like, ooh. And then I see him on the ground. I said, what the fuck? And then I watched the replay. I said, yeah, that's what I figured happened. I said, Cain Velasquez used to hit like that. Like just hit somebody and they feet just come up, fam. Like you don't like, oh, I'm going to catch my balance. No.
Yeah, Ruziboev got performance of the night on that one too.
Yeah, it reminds me of Chad from Bleach.
That was the freaky fast knockout.
Yep.
You feel me? So yeah, good job, Ruziboev. Now, This next one, though, is part of the
Parlay boys.
It's almost time. 3-way parlay.
You feel me? And now,
Ismail Bonfils versus
Bonfils.
Benoit
Let's just
Saint
go with that.
Denis.
Let's just go with that name, right? Because both him and his brother Gabriel, not only do they fight MMA, but both of them have UFC contracts. And both of them came from Contender Series. And
Yep.
both of them did devastation on Contender Series, fam. Right? Now, his opponent in Benoit Balls Saint Denis,
I like how you said it proper, too.
Benoit Balls Saint Denis.
Well, at least the Saint Denis part.
Oh, I was going to say balls is easy.
Saint
Well,
Denis.
Saint Denis.
No. Most Americans would see that be like Saint Denis.
Benoit
No.
Saint Denis.
So what I got to say about French Canadian / Frenches, them niggas don't play, fam. Okay? Look, I should have known because I seen Bonfils. I said, oh, I know what he does. I don't even got to see who he fight. But then I paid attention and I said, oh, shit. And as soon as I seen this motherfucker, I was like, damn it. All right, is Ismail. Let's do this shit. And he did not do this shit.
Nah, he didn't.
And got dead, though. Submitted. This dude, this was the one where he had the triangle on him the whole time.
Yep.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Yep. Well, and then and it always sucks. I feel bad. It's like an extra insult to injury if you get choked out with less than 15 seconds left in the round. Like, man, I get it though too, because when you can't hold your breath anymore, you can't breathe anymore.
Man.
But also, I fuck with the fighters a long way that don't tap and just go to sleep.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you got me. All right, I'll wake up. I'll be back.
But yeah, Benoit, I want to say he's straight French though. Him, they said he trained with Nasruddin Imamov. You know, that's my boy. Who also trained with Cyril Gane. That's my boy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the French ones, you got to watch out for them too.
Yeah.
Good job, Benoit. And the next fight was a women's flyweight with Ariane Lipsky versus Alexa Grotto's sister, Melissa Grotto. You know what I'm saying?
They cousins.
No.
I
kind of was like, I think I was like making dinner, doing some feeding the dogs when this fight was on.
No, this wasn't a bad fight. It wasn't super, it's not like anybody got super hurt or anything like that. To be honest, I felt like Gatto started the fight out a lot stronger than Lipsky. Gatto was actually favored slightly. I don't remember what the odds were. Gatto was a minus 185, and Lipsky was plus 140 on the betting lines, at least per FanDuel. Or no, this is per DraftKings. Everything on UFC is DraftKings. Mm-hmm. But yeah, as the fight progressed, Gatto again was going for a lot of pressure, a lot of knees and stuff like that, just trying to edge it out. Lipsky made some good adjustments in the second round. And again, this is one of these I saw as it was playing out. Whoever won that third round was gonna probably get the nod. And I told my pops, because we were watching them live or watching them together last night. I called it. I called both the splits, and I called who it was going for. And those splits, to where I can when I can call that it's gonna be a split, I don't blame the judges for differing, because it was a close fight. When you have rounds where there's not a lot happening, and then you kind of gotta give it to one or the other. So you end up with these, but this should be a blueprint to fighters that you got to go out there and know exactly what you need to do to get that nod, especially even if a game plan is not going your way. Have a plan B, have a plan F, have a plan, just all the way down the line to where even if it's not going the way you thought it might, that you got another route to try to go get that dub. It ended up going split split decision for Lipski. I had originally picked Lipski to win by decision, pulled my bet and put it for a KO. Oh,
Ain't that a bitch?
That's again. This is why you go with your instinct. I got nobody to blame but myself, and it's not like I was placing a shit ton. Like I said, I've been keeping with the it's almost time tradition and just doing $3 bets. Like my max, if I'm doing like a crazy underdog bet, it might be less. But yeah, usually stick around like just the $3 just to have fun. I'm not betting my rent away or anything like that. It's all shit that I'm okay with. If I lose it, I'll lose it. And I want to say I built that little egg up from like I think like $8 left, built it up to 30. Now I'm back down to 12 altogether.
It happens, you know what I'm saying?
I'll be back, especially for 290.
Word.
We got next though. Oh no, not even the co-main. It is Max Griffin versus Michael Morales, which was a pretty entertaining fight.
And Morales is still undefeated.
I knew that was going to happen. I thought Morales was going to get the KO, but Max Griffin is no slouch. Like he's weathered, definitely. Like what he's got, is it 9 years in the UFC?
Yeah.
So no, he's seen some shit, and you're going to have to throw more than the kitchen sink at him to get him out.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, he's a crafty veteran.
And you can also tell Morales is still getting his feet under him as far as being comfortable in there, performing in front of people. Like he's got the whole country of Ecuador on his shoulders too. So I get him being that. But you could tell about midway through the second round when he started to find his range and actually started connecting with some of them combos and had Griffin in a little bit of trouble. You could tell he was starting to feel himself. Like he was like, all right, let's do this. If he can start doing that quicker, not to say that he hadn't before, because did they find him through Contender Series?
Yeah.
And it was off of a flash knockout. It was something obviously impressive.
Yeah. Absolutely. No, he went in there and he did his thing. But this next one is the co-main, which your boy Ismagulov against Grant Dawson. And normally I don't quote Michael Bisping on this show. But I have to quote him and say that Grant Dawson is a problem.
Oh, for sure. Sure. This was, and you're going to have casuals take a look at that fight and watch that fight last night. They're going to say that was boring.
Yeah, no.
And they don't know what they were watching. It's like, I don't know
what they were watching is a master class.
It's like being colorblind.
Fucking Dagestani style wrestling, nigga.
Well,
like from an American dude who respects and like he was like, no, I fuck with their style. I'm doing that shit.
Like and no, he implements the Dagestani style into his wrestling, which is
that's what makes
up to this point before last night. When you hear that there's a Dagestani fighter, even if they kind of specialize more in stand-up or this or that, you know that they're going to have solid wrestling. That's a given.
At minimum, their takedown defense is going to be above average.
Like, you're not getting them down. Like, that's usually how it goes. Like, they wrestle bears as children.
And not only did Grant go, like, he did some crazy shit. Like he slipped a jab and then just picked this nigga up and then sat him down in the middle of the ring gently and just went to work.
No, and I love, what was it, Loroshenko that was commentating last night?
Yeah.
The way she called that, she said, no, he could have been all reckless. He could have been for that big entertaining drop and that big boom and just the crowd reaction. But no, the fight IQ for him, because they got tied up right next to the fence. And he picked him up 180, took him away into the center, and then like cradle babied him.
Yep, down on the mat.
It's like, no, hey, lay right here. Let me triangle fucking choke your body for the next 3.5 minutes. Because once he got him down, he instantly the first time, because the first takedown he went on Ismagulov in the first round, he chucked it. He's like, no, you ain't got this. And then instantly, And not to mention, I will mention, because I'm saying it now. The transitions, the way he timed these takedowns was
I have
fucking
to full step ahead of this dude.
beautiful. Like, this dude's playing chess.
Yeah.
Like one of the most beautiful ground games that I've ever seen. And it ultimately went to a decision. But for 12 of the 15 minutes, Dawson had
Grant Dawson control time.
Yes. And not only controlled him, and that is kind of misleading. It's like he just laid on him. No, he constantly was switching the body triangle lock. Because to Ismagulov's credit, he's very knowledgeable of what the fuck he's doing on the ground. He's Dagestani.
Right.
Every time he would switch, he would roll with them to alleviate that pressure. And instantly, Dawson would switch it up and instantly get it locked back up on the other side. I've never seen anybody transition body triangles that flawlessly through the course of a 3-round fight like that.
And I would also like to add that even though he put on such a clinic, you do have to give it up to Ismagulov, because anybody else in that position,
they'd been sleeping in the first round.
Oh, it would have been done.
Yeah.
And the only reason Ismagulov wasn't done is because he knew to isolate one arm and which arm to isolate.
He got away. He got away with a couple fingers inside them gloves, though.
No, yeah, the whole time. No,
Yeah.
the whole time, fam.
Yeah.
No, I know.
But I give him credit because, again, it was an entertaining fight, but it was 30-27 on 2 judges.
For 12 minutes. Legit.
Yep. 30-27 on 2 judges and 30-26 on the third card. Like, enough said.
Like,
enough
no,
said.
fam. Like, and look, and this goes to show you don't know what you're talking about, because Dawson, probably for the 12 minutes he had control, for 10 of those minutes, he was on the bottom.
Yep, and I want to say Dawson is now what, 21-1.
Yep.
Or so 20 wins, 1 loss, and 1 no contest.
No contest.
Just to specify, because it sounded like 21.
And then also, before we move on, he said this in the post-fight interview. He was like, "You look, everybody, you know." So he was like, "A lot of people come in here and they're fighters." He was like, "I'm not a fighter. I'm a soldier. All I did was listen to what they was telling me to do, and I implemented everything that they told me to do."
It was an American Top Team, right?
Huh? Yeah. Yep. He was like, "Our coaches are second to none, bro."
Oh yeah, no way. And we been knew this shit.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I said, but that's refreshing to hear from somebody that, like, no, I'm not a fighter. Like, they literally have trained me to do the shit that I'm doing.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, and if he keeps it up, because I want to say, Ismagulov was ranked, what was it, like, number 12.
Yep.
So
he said, no, you didn't hear him. He said, Islam, you're the GOAT, but I'm your replacement, Nick.
Bro, see, no, and that excites me, because I feel like Dawson can keep this shit up.
Man. He definitely, at minimum has understood the assignment. At max gave you extra credit.
Look, bro, the thing is, though, too, is Ismagulov knew what this dude's game plan was going to be. He's going to fake, he's going to feint, he's going to go in to get the shoot, and could not stop it. Like, playing for that. And didn't have an answer.
Man.
Give him somebody in the top
10
10
round. That's what it was. In the third round, he comes in, shoots, take down, instant body trying. And like, that's when Lorosenko's like, my God, man, like they was secretly
like keeping themselves watching that fight ringside, bro. Like, I would have loved, that would have been one of my top fights to watch.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Cage side right there.
I said that was almost as impressive as the German suplex armbar, Demetrius Johnson, fam. I said that's how you also know if somebody's really a GOAT, fam, because they just going in there try. That's why everybody's like, no, Israel Adesanya is really an anime nigga, like, because he goes in there and he really thinks he's Rock Lee.
Oh yeah, but he goes in there with the intention on pulling these moves off too.
Yeah,
it makes it happen.
Like, dog, don't let him tornado kick you.
But we've reached the main event of the evening and the third part of the installment of
Parlay boys.
the It's Almost Time three-way parlay. It was Sean Strickland versus Abus Magomedov.
Man,
I had my pick on the money line for Magomedov, and I was mega disappointed.
you wasn't Magomedov and knock your head off.
No, mega disappointed is what I was.
Man, and look, and so this was because we know what was going on leading up to this fight. We seen what Abus was doing. You feel me?
Well, we got a taste of it. We got 19 seconds really in the UFC of seeing what he could do, but ain't nobody want a piece of him.
No, but that's all. That's, you know what I'm saying. That's all you needed though. But our man, well, you know, he'll be my boy since y'all don't like him.
You already know. It's not that I don't like him. I don't like how fucking cocky he comes across. Like,
well, obviously he knew something was up with this nigga. He was like, "Look, man, you done had your time, all right."
But bro,
and at first I'm like, "Look, he talking this shit, but he don't really believe that or whatever."
Yeah,
like,
no, because he was saying the same shit with fucking Pajeda.
Right. And so he goes in there, and for real, the first round he was having trouble.
Well, there was an eye poke too early in the fight. There was an eye poke to Strickland's right eye.
Yeah.
And he took about, I think it was like 2 or 3 minutes to kind of recoup, wiped it out, was good to go. I didn't think he was gonna bitch out. Like,
no,
Strickland's one of them fighters. No. Like, if you know how he trains, he trains like they fighting. Like,
he said he thought about it.
Yeah, he said he thought about it, and then he heard some people yelling. And he was like, "Nah, I'm not finna go out like that."
Oh, see, no. So I guess his ego is a positive, at least during the fight.
Yeah,
I just can't stand I just can't stand how cocky he comes across. Like, and I get being confident. Dude is ranked number 7 in the middleweight division in the UFC. He's earned those rights, but be a little humble.
I think it's just like that nigga just really loves to fight, nigga. And however he can get to that, that's all he cares about. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like without the theatrics of being on TV, like if you just talk to that nigga and was like, "Hey, let's go get something to eat," you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like he would be cool.
Oh, yeah, no. And that's, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to make it sound like I wouldn't chop it up with them or like wouldn't say like, because it's not like that. It just.
But no, I know what you mean. It's like the same, like when Tyson used to talk shit.
Yeah, but it's weird though, bro, because certain people can do it and I'm fine with it, but then other people do it and I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like,
yes.
And maybe it's just that he hasn't done enough in my eyes to kind of earn that. Like, oh, I'm a fucking beast, but he is. I'm not taking anything away from him. Even the way they train no boxing gloves, so where his guard is naturally tighter. It has to be, otherwise you're getting smacked.
So I felt the same way again until. Like, I seen some little like interviews and stuff, and he was just like, "Man," he was like, "I'm really a nice dude." He was like, "I just really love fighting." And so, like, when I think about it, and then like we're talking about it, and it's like, "Oh, you want to go? All right, I'm gonna egg the shit on." You know what I'm saying? Because he was like, "I want to get to that point," and that was the other thing. He's one of them fighters that, like, if he starts going, and then the crowd gets behind him, and the momentum shifts. Like, he's the juggernaut.
Well, really, and what happened is in that first round, Magomedov was finding a home for his shots, like was actually kind of hurt Strickland a little bit there in the first round with the pressure. But commentators were saying it. I was thinking it too, like the pressure and the just the energy he was putting out there in that first round wasn't going to last him for fucking 25 minutes. Because Strickland is a cardio machine. This dude. Once it's go time, we'll fight, and you could probably tack an extra 5 rounds onto a 5-round fight, make it a 10-rounder, and Strickland's going all 10 of them.
So again, Sanko and Bisping was in sync yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Because that was her thing. She was like, "Man, his
Bisping only pissed me off twice yesterday, so he had a good night."
But he said she was like, you know, his pressure that he puts on you, you know what I'm saying, walking forward with that awkward Philly shell, but it works for him. And look, he can do this for all 5 rounds. Hell, he can do it for 8 to 10 if he needs to. And then Bisping was like, yeah, that's what I'm saying, Laura. Like, he's just like, he's one of them dudes that'll kill you with 1,000 paper cuts. He was,
yeah, no, they did. That was actually some bars last night.
Yeah, I was like, all right, I'm gonna give it to you. Like, yeah, he was like, he's just gonna he's just overwhelming you, and then you're gonna get tired before him. And
that's exactly what happened.
And that's exactly what happened.
Second
also,
round
what
TKO.
happened? So again, first round was he didn't get out the blocks like he did.
And our haters' least favorite UFC fighter, Chris Curtis, gave Strickland some advice in between the first and the second round, and
he
gave
told
him
him
good
double that
advice.
jab
Hey,
come with that right.
Chris Curtis, you watching? You watching?
He's not my least favorite.
Okay. Well, the one of them that has you blocked. I
don't like him, but he
Chris
probably
Curtis,
is not my least
watching?
favorite.
Are you watching? Maybe be a coach, because you've done that better than fighting lately.
Oh shit!
Don't do that. Don't spread that mentality that you have either.
Week, right?
He's got that bitch in him. I don't want him to spread that to anyone who's actually fighting.
You heard me? I said, you know, we might have to see this nigga next.
Oh yeah, no, I'll tell him it. It's all jokes, man. Like if I gotta reiterate that we live streaming.
He said not mine.
No. If we gotta reiterate, because we live streaming and we steadily growing our brand and our audience. But I will say this again. This is all fun. I've got my opinion, but I don't think for a second that these dudes couldn't fucking slap the shit out of me like that. So
all I'm saying,
like we try to be a little entertaining here. And Chris Curtis, you giving us some good fights. Just get back.
You might win, but you're not gonna want to go down that road again.
But hey, just try not to get poked in the eye.
Oh shit. Anyway, Strickland went in there in the second round, and this nigga Magomedov's whole demeanor changed once he started getting double jabbed, fam.
Yeah, well, no, that
body
once
language
he incorporated
changed.
that left, yes.
He motherfucking had a look of worry instead of look of determination.
He was gassed too, and it literally was that first left that caught him, changed his fucking opinion on wanting to be in that fight.
Man, that was crazy.
Yeah. Strickland actually got a performance of the night as well with that one. And Paul brought up a fun fact actually while we were watching the fight, or just leading up to the fight. I give only thing Magomedov won last night was the walkout song, because this dude came out to Gangsta's Paradise.
Yeah, he did.
So I got to give a shout out to him for that. Rest in peace, Coolio.
Yeah. And rest in peace, Magomedov. You know what I'm saying?
But it was all in all, especially for a fight night, a good fucking card. Like it started off kind of a couple decisions, and then it slowly once the Brenner fight happened, it turned around, and it got a lot more entertaining. I think we had one decision after that.
Yo, all in all,
two.
It was some crazy fights last night, but that's still a good card nonetheless. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. But that means we get to talk about what's coming up.
And we know what's coming up.
What's coming up?
We got FOMO.
Volkanovski versus Rodriguez at UFC 290. Also kind of sharing the week with International Motherfucking Fight Week. And 30 years of the UFC doing what the UFC does. You just chug a mimosa over there?
Something like that.
Close enough?
Mm-hmm.
There just seemed like there was some OJ in there and some of that blood red.
No, it wasn't no blood orange in it.
No blood orange?
Not today.
Man, that stuff's fire.
It is. But no.
Hey, I got an idea. We need to concoct an official It's Almost Time fight drink for fight nights.
We do, fam. And look, and so 290 is actually hosting a early prelims too. It's going to be a lot of fights this day.
Really?
What's up? 4, 8, nope, 7, and then so 12 fights in all.
Ooh, so yeah, they got 4 on the early prelims, 4 on the main prelims,
Mm-hmm.
and then 5 on the main. So 13 fights.
Yep.
And it still wasn't mathing right in my head. I was like, even when I got to 13, I was
And
like,
so
man,
look,
more.
it says it start early pre's is at 5, which means they're at 3 for us.
Yep. Which
You
means
know
we're still going to be at the convention for part of it.
Right.
Man, yeah, speaking of, if y'all haven't been following, I take it if you're watching, you probably have. 2/3 of us, me and Mr. Cornbread 217 himself, are going to be Vegas side. We bringing a homie with us to hopefully man some cameras and get some footage, some content.
Make sure y'all like the page and are following and subscribed on Facebook and YouTube. We gonna randomly do lives and try to get some behind the scenes shit.
Say what's up, maybe pop in.
We gonna compile all the footage into one thing and bring that to y'all.
Yeah, but maybe pop in periodically with some of y'all. Maybe some of y'all favorite fighters might show up on these lives because we got some extra access to get some extra shit.
Word up.
The best way to put it, right?
Hold on. Speaking of this fucking card though, because I've been seeing the commercials and the advertisements, and they're like, oh, on the what is it? On the 8th, it's going down. Yair Rodriguez, interim champion. We pushing that nigga because he cold. Volkanovski, you know the deal. I ain't got to say shit. Co-main, Brandon Moreno, the coldest Mexican alive right now. Alexandre Pantoja, possibly the coldest Brazilian right now. Doing this, filling out I-9s without a driver's license.
Hey, and then when we figuring out 2 new championship situations, let's not see who's on deck for the next middleweight shot. Oh, because we got Whitaker.
How about we get Robert Whitaker versus our favorite South African right now, Duplessis? Let's push them niggas, right? And then, hold on. But then after that, they said, and Bo Nickel. I said, why are y'all pushing Bo Nickel so hard? Fam?
I get it. I kind of get it. Dude is legit, like with his accolades and with his wrestling. Like, no. And if you got the GOAT, Bones Jones, co-signing for you with your wrestling ability,
okay,
you got my attention.
And I don't disagree. What I'm saying is, I watch Contender Series is our shit, nigga. Other than pay-per-views. You feel me? So I'm watching every August to September. All right, who's going to be in this next year? That's like, once that comes on, that starts the new season for me. Like Ultimate Fighter ends, that's WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying? Contender Series, that's the draft. You feel me? And then we then we run the season. So I understand with Bo Nickel though. So he came in once and he won, and they was like, we gonna make you come again. He came in again and did his thing. Got his contract. But even then, we gonna give you another tune-up fight before we really put you out there.
You're aware of what his record is, right?
Yes.
Like this dude, I think has had 4 professional fights.
Right. And that's what I'm saying.
And it's the intrigue of watching it, and really what it is and why the UFC is pushing it like it is Bo Nickel had a fucking name before he came to the UFC. You know how long people have been asking for Bo Nickel to make this transition?
But he gets precedent over Dan Hooker and Jalen Turner. Nigga, Dan Hooker is snapping.
But you that's kind of biased though, because you weren't saying that when Rosas Jr. made the pay-per-view.
What?
The when he took his first L. Rosas was on the pay-per-view. He was on the main card. They had gas to him. Bro, they had gas to him.
Okay. No, I hear what you're saying. This is the difference, though. When Rosas Jr. was on Contender Series and beat homie straight the fuck up, he said, man, I got to sign the nigga. He's ready.
No, I get it.
And his next fight,
he did the thing again.
Did his thing.
No, I'm not arguing against it.
No. But what I'm saying is this. I said I agreed with you. They're the ones that said, oh, yeah, we're going to ride with Bo Nickel, but he needs tune-up fights. You know what I'm saying? Before I even sign him type shit.
Well, and really, if you're looking at his opponent, it's another tune-up fight for this pay-per-view.
Exactly.
So I don't know. And
so my thing is like, okay, yeah, I'm going to watch Bo Nickel fight, but I'm looking more forward to the Jalen Turner fight than that one.
Oh yeah, but
like that could have been a
fight is on there. No, see where they fucked up, and
that could have been a main event of the prelims, is what I'm saying.
Well, and where I will agree with you is they should have made Bo Nickel the main prelim, and then let Robbie Lawler get them pay-per-view points for his retirement fight.
Bro, thank you.
I think only champs get pay-per-view points, but I'm not entirely sure.
It's not just champs. I think it's worked into some people's contracts too. Like because Jorge got pay-per-view points.
Yeah,
he was technically BMF champion,
but even before that, he got points.
You're probably right.
Other honorable mentions on that card in the early prelims. I'm actually might bet on it. Cameron Simon also.
Well, hey, we here now. We looking it over. Pull it up, Paul. We're gonna do it. We're gonna pick them now.
Parlay boys.
So both Cameron Simon and Vitor Petrino are 8-0 in the early prelims, bro. Cameron Simon, he's good. He's not as good as Duplessis, and he's also a bantamweight, though.
Okay.
So I'm going Simon on the money line.
Simon on the money line. Hold up. I'm gonna notate this because y'all forget one of our forgetful asses that will remain nameless want to hit the group chat on Friday and said, hey, it's time, boys.
You want to know something else? I was going back and watching it to figure out what it was. You wrote it down and you forgot that you wrote it down.
No, I didn't forget. I just never sent it.
Oh, well, that was nice of you.
I know. I got you to go rewatch the episode, right?
I mean, just the last 15 minutes kind of wasted my life. Yeah, thanks.
Hey, you're welcome. It's 15 minutes. You'll never get back. And actually, I wrote it down. I only wrote 2 of the 3 picks, and I couldn't remember what the other one was, so it worked out.
He said I had to watch it too anyway, so
I had to find out where it was. You said it was not 5 minutes back.
I knew it was towards the end.
But yeah, I didn't find it. It took me like 30 minutes to find it.
Yeah, I like watching Simon fight. You know what I'm saying? Duplessis is really coming for Adesanya though.
So you're Simon on the money line. You're picking an early prelim for the parlay.
But I'm saying them last 2 in the earlies are supposed to be one, fam. Because both them ninjas 8-0.
I almost want to go with the easiest fucking pick on it, but I don't want to be a bitch.
Yes, you do.
Hey, if we're trying to win, then I can't be asked to even make a pick.
Okay,
today.
hey, I'll let you make your pick first, Paul. I'm putting my shit down.
If you want to win, I can't pick today. I don't have enough info.
No, we doing it now. We doing it live.
That's fine. That's fine. Don't expect me to make a winning pick, though. Don't put it on my shoulders.
That's fine. Just go with your gut. Go with your instinct. And if you want,
and remember,
you
don't have to pick the win. You can pick a method of victory. You can pick what round they go. You know what I'm saying?
I would just stick with the money line, though.
I'm just saying, if you feel confident in another strategy.
Have you guys picked yet?
He's picking Simon on the money line.
Oh, yeah, Simon, okay.
Prelims.
You
Say it.
know, it's there's a lot of things to take into consideration, and a lot of it is intangible. But one thing that's not intangible in numbers, and Pantoja has numbers on Brandon Moreno. I'm going with Alex Pantoja money line.
Pantoja, fair enough.
Yep.
And
Fair
I
enough.
might be
That's not a bad pick.
might be speaking too soon, but you just signed your death wish. Fam.
No, and like it's
I just said you can't ask me to make a winning pick.
No, I know. No, you good.
and really technically, even as far as the odds go, Moreno is only a -170 favorite.
Yeah, it's close.
And Pantoja has beat him twice. I know the first one was on Tough.
Yeah.
Them's real fights. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Any fighter that goes on there and loses on there and then want to claim that they're still undefeated, you a bitch. But yeah, no, yeah. Pantoja's had his number twice, but again, that's not always the case. You look at Tejeda and Izzy. It kind of went back and forth, and
that's kind of what this is for that weight class. Is like his version of that.
Well, but the only difference is that in the 4 fights or the 3 that Izzy lost, he was winning up to the point he got beat.
I rode with Alex for the same reason.
Pantoja had his number. Now, don't get me wrong. I rewatched their official 3-round fight after Moreno had been signed. They always be posting these fights leading up just to kind of refresh your memory on what they did.
Right.
Pantoja had his number the first 2 rounds for sure. For sure. That 3rd round, though, Moreno was starting to find his form, starting to find his own. And if you know anything about fucking Baby Assassin, it's dude is longevity. Like, dude will turn it up as the time goes. And I feel like also that them 2 or 3 plus years invested into that quadrilogy with him and Figueroa. He's a better fighter than he was then. But
most
they both evolved. They obviously were destined to do this shit because even though they fought in the house and they fought in the beginning, and now look, they're both champion. They're basically both champion caliber. And winner take all. And when I said I could have picked the easy money line fight, I could have picked Bo Nickel on that money line. But I'm gonna go ahead. I'm picking the GOAT. I'm picking Volk money line.
And let me just say this: why Volk is different than everybody else. Because again, Adesanya really thinks he's an anime character, and like for good reason, nigga. You do anime shit. You know what I'm saying? Volkanovski is the real Goku, or as close to it as we got in real life, nigga. Because he himself said, yo, I'm the type of person that I'm going to challenge myself to do shit. That's why I went up to fight home. You know what I'm saying? And even if I lost, I knew that was going to make me a better fighter.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So, again, this is what you got to go through, fam. Everybody who thinks like that. This is a man that's saying, hey, give me a mountain, fam. I'll jump over that bitch. So what you think I'm gonna do in space?
So just so we're official for
Parlay boys.
It's almost time 3-way parlay. We got Cameron Simon money line. We've got the Pantoja money line. And we've got the Volkanovski money line. I'm telling you, I actually got a good feeling about this. Moreno's the only kind of iffy, and even really Volkanovski-Rodriguez fight is going to be that. This is going to be a tough challenge for him, and as good as Volkanovski
Rodriguez's unpredictability is really the only unknown.
Yeah, well, and Volkanovski's even been on record saying this is going to be one of the toughest fights just because of his style and how he decides to engage. It's really hard to train for a style like that.
Because I said Rodriguez is really Eddie Gordo in the octagon, fam. So I don't know if you know about capoeira kicks, but There's no blocks in capoeira, fam. It's all dodging.
Oh yeah, yeah. Dodging and dancing, right?
The parlay's in.
No, I'm saying the actual.
Parlay's in. Oh look, he locked the parlay in now. Okay.
Uh-oh.
What was the official money, or what was the odds on Volkanovski money line? Because they're not showing it on the UFC site.
-410.
Okay, see, so he's heavily favored, not quite Bo Nickel heavily favored, but yeah, and this is a solid pick. If y'all want to know how to make some money, just pick whatever we didn't, and you should be good. If you're judging by a track record,
whatever they didn't, nigga. I've only lost twice, and
he thinks so.
I got two contests.
Hey, we win as a team, we lose as a team.
Look, man. Okay, but I still dropped 40.
Man, I ain't even not.
There's no I in team. Well, there's no you in tomorrow. No.
But we just kind of give a little bit better details. We flying out Thursday evening. Won't be in Vegas. I think until like midnight Friday morning or something like that.
Basically, yeah.
But we gonna get settled in, get to our spot, get checked in, get a little bit of sleep, and then at 8 a.m. Vegas time, we kicking off on Friday for the convention. So stay tuned. Tell your friends. Have your friends tell their friends. Like, subscribe. Tune in, get ready for some extra content coming up, hopefully. I don't know what all they're gonna let us get away with. I just found out we can't have backpacks, so we gonna have to plan accordingly, but we'll figure it out. But yeah, anybody got anything else before we sign off for the afternoon?
No, man.
I can go for a little bit if you want. Are you trying to get off?
I mean, what you trying to talk about?
Well, they don't have a replacement for the Cheeto Vera fight yet. We could speculate on that.
That's right. Yeah. Hey, I kind of forgot that we haven't. There's been some changes and stuff.
When they supposed to fight?
It was supposed to be 291. I want to say it's either 291 or 292. It was supposed to be the same fight. It was supposed to be the same card as Sterling and O'Malley.
Oh, that is 292, I believe.
292, yeah. 291 is Gaethje and Poirier. My bad.
Gaethje and Poirier, yep.
And then they was supposed to get down at 292.
Oh, with Cejudo?
Yep.
Yeah.
And they still have it listed on the UFC website as Cejudo versus Vera. But Cejudo had a shoulder injury. I don't know if we even spoke on this during the podcast last week. But he had to pull out of the fight, shoulder injury. Hey, take notes, TJ fucking Dillashaw.
My boy fighting again too on that one, Ian Gary.
Yep, and you also have the return of Zhang Weili as well versus Amanda Lemos.
Yep, Corinne Silva, the leg locker. Rob Fonten Song Yadong.
Now, this will be a good one, and I want to say, what is it? It's after that card, I want to say, is the fight night that's Holloway, and then the Korean Zombie. Oh, Gon has an opponent coming up on September 2nd. Cyril Gon and Sergey Spivak.
That's going to be crazy.
Yeah, that should be a good one. 293 is still to be determined.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but both of Cyril Gon's losses were to fucking champions, bro. And dominant ass champions, nigga. But everybody else.
We'll see. And we'll see. I just and again but that's maybe where he just falls is between mediocre and greatness.
Yeah.
He good, but
obviously,
he ain't great.
Ngannou and Jones are the only niggas that beat you, and they beat everybody. So, you know what I'm saying?
I feel like maybe Stipe probably could have beat fucking Gon too, though. That was just one of them fights that never materialized, and But what other news is there? I'm trying to even think. I feel like some shit might have happened.
I had some shit pulled up, but I fucking accidentally shut the tab out.
They said,
Man. It's when you go to them cookies, and it's like, but now you don't want to pull up Pornhub. I get it.
it's all good, man.
Oh no, I would never watch porn on my
It's
computer. I
almost
spent too
that
much money on
time,
this thing.
you feel me?
He goes, that's what the phone's for.
Yep.
Nah, it's gonna be a crazy week, and like I said, I still don't know what I'm even doing for my work because without power, I don't have internet.
Oh
and I
shit.
work remote, so it's gonna be a little crazy. The good news is though, is I put in my request time off and had that approved before all this shit. So
Nice.
yeah,
Man.
I'll be good as far as that part goes.
Hey.
Man, no, we gonna do it big in Vegas. We plan on shooting a music video. When we was out that way last year, we
Oh, yeah.
came up with the premise and an idea for a song and a new way of life in Vegas, so to speak. And so we he cooked up a beat when we was out in Mesa last year, and basically we had our verses that same week too. We just didn't get a chance to shoot it. Fast forward a year, kind of fine tuned a little bit of some of the stuff. We got it on wax, and we gonna shoot the video, and it should be dope as fuck.
Hell,
I'm
man.
excited. That's all y'all get for now. Like, you don't even need to know the concept, nothing. Yeah, y'all will figure it out.
Stay coned.
Yes, sir.
You feel me?
Yeah, I know you already see it.
Yep. He coned up right now.
Yeah. But on that, I swear I feel like some more stuff happened. Anything new with Connor? I know if you y'all following up. With
I know I haven't been watching. I only seen the first 2 episodes of Tough, so
we'll get caught up on the next 3.
I'm about to, and then by the time we come back, I'll let you know.
We can start including that because it's starting to heat up, and I won't get into it, but yeah. I'll give y'all a heads up that starting next week, probably we'll mention some of the tough stuff going on, and that way y'all can get familiar if you don't want to be spoiled. I know how I am about spoilers, but I'm giving y'all the heads up now. Spoilers next week. Fuck what you heard. If you didn't hear it, then.
And I'm a great storyteller, so even though I look like Jeffrey from Virtua Fighter.
We gonna get a Street Fighter outfit too, with the track pants and the t-shirt and everything. We already got
that
out.
King from Tekken Tag tournament. Man.
Yeah. Oh, Tekken, not even Street Fighter. My bad.
You good?
I'm pretty sure you own 75% of that, anyways.
Probably. I got some version of it.
Yeah. The limited edition. Downloadable.
But I need the shoes. That's really what I need. Hell no.
But I again appreciate everybody that decided to tune in tonight. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't. Hit that follow button on whatever platform you're following us on. Stay up to date anytime we go live. Like I said, this next week it's gonna be big because we're gonna be Vegas and just taking it all
really,
in.
Yeah, follow us on the pages and the YouTube and the Twitch, and like I said, we're gonna be posting daily and doing all type of shit. So
sure, but for now, this is A1, aka Mr. No Way Parlay.
And Buster, knock my head off.
And our resident hater.
Yep, signing off. Audio podcast platforms coming soon.
Yes, sir. And this has been Almost Time.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening.